Hello everyone, welcome to Caroline's Craftery. We've got more goodies. As I said, collecting, organizing, and using are three different hobbies. So let's see what I got today. Let's start with this here. This is just one of those little pull-out things with the little drawers. It looked pretty new actually, but I'm hoping this will actually fit under the shelf on my desk. I haven't actually tried it, so it's going to be borderline, but if not, I thought that was a cute little thing. I got all this at the Lions, by the way. Let's do some of these goodies. These are just little wooden things. They're supposed to be big tree decorations, but I might be able to put those on the front of a journal, paint them. Threw those in my bag. We got some fusible bonding web for heavy fabrics. Now I've never actually used this. I've seen people use it, so I grabbed that. I got some wildfire. Now this is thermally bonded bead weaving thread. It's very, very tough. This is black. I've got some other stuff made by the same company, but they call it fire wire or fire line or something like that. And I've got some like opaque type colors. So this is really good when you want something strong for beading. Just some gold cording type thing. Thought this might be good for slow stitching and whatnot. Can't really make out the label other than was 100 yards on here, so there's probably still 25 yards on there or something. So grab that. Some paper doilies. I always grab paper doilies when I see them. And then, oh, these are laminated. Okay, I originally thought they were stickers. These are actually real leaves, and they're laminated. That's actually a really good idea. Okay. So, like I say, they were just in this bag with these doilies. I just threw them in my shopping bag. But yeah, now that I look at them, they're laminated actual real leaves. So that's cool. Definitely use those for something. We've got these charms, 20-piece charms. Now, they all say thank you, but you know what? I can use those on big dangles and stuff. Somebody was trying to get $1 for it at some place. But there's those. The Lions is all by donation. So we got some owls, little wooden owls. Those are always fun. Add them to my wood collection. Just got a few pins. I really am in desperate need of long, good quality pins. I bought some at the dollar store, and I'll tell you, don't waste your dollar buying straight pins at the dollar store. But there's a few in there, so I'll add those to my pin collection. What else do we got? We got 2 packages of these. Now they say 1-inch metallic bow ties times 12 pieces. Now they kind of feel more like plastic. Oh, this one's all taped up. But I thought those would be good for maybe on slow stitching projects. I could hang them from a dangle, sew them onto something. So add those to my collection. Got this here. It's a little drum. Oh, it says Korea. But then, it's a keychain. But there's also something I could dangle from there. But I just thought this little drum was kind of cute. Maybe for a native journal or a music journal or something like that. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Now, obviously, they're a dollar store item, a buck or two. But they're a little pillow, and you cross-stitch a fish onto them. But you get needles, floss, the little pillow, the pattern and everything. And these had just come in and they were in a box. I just kind of threw them into my bag, not even really knowing what they were, but I think I can use them for something. We'll figure something. If not, I've got thread and a little tiny pillow. I got 2 bags of, I'm going to say the majority of them are glass or clay beads. And it looks like there might be a few metal things. These little blue rings are metal. But yeah. Do I need beads? Nope. But I always get them. When I see them, I grab them. A couple pieces of jewelry. That looks like for a game piece or something, but a couple pieces of jewelry I can take apart. Again, more beads. We've got a deck of cards. I'm into a card kick again. These ones are quite pretty, the nice purple background, just your plain cards. But I want to start doing some stuff with them, or maybe just giving some away. You know, or maybe trading some cards or something. Who knows? But I've started finding them again. Now, these were kind of interesting. I have no idea what they say. Now, I don't know if that's actually a year, 1946. But there's something about tennis water sports. That's about the only thing I can read. But as I say, I don't really know what they're for. I'm going to guess their game. There's a 2 actually taken out of there. But I got them because they have these really cool pictures on the back. So, like I say, I don't know what they say. Well, this one says winter. But Walter First, maybe these are the names of the people. Any ideas what that says? Can you see that? Let me know if you know. But just, I thought they were, ooh, what's this? Oh, there's a little note written in something other than English. Nice little piece of ephemera. I'm going to hold it there for a second if you know what it says, but in somebody's handwriting. But yeah, it's not a deck of cards, like it's not playing cards. But yeah, I thought these were really, really fun. Because, I mean, the deck seems to be full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Well, there's 25, but one was just a name. So, you know, I'm going to say that that's 24 cards. So, I don't know. But they looked fun, so I grabbed those. As I say, if you know what these are, please let me know. And maybe they're from 1946. Don't know. I got these here. Now, original price was $16. Somebody was trying to get $6, and I threw them in my bag. Now, this is not actually lace. It's actually for making scarves. Like, this one here doesn't have the label on anymore. So, you actually knit, and you knit using these holes here. And make like a real bushy scarf. But I'm thinking that is one heck of a lot of, I'm calling it lace. So I like the colors. I've been trying to stock up on brighter colors. I've always loved boho, and I've always been scared to make boho stuff, but I really, really want to start making boho things brighter, lots of bling, lots of shiny stuff. And then this beautiful, beautiful purple. Lovely, lovely purple. And it seems like people are on a purple kick right now. I know Kim Newberg's been looking for purple. Her friend Deb that lives over by her and Jen, they're all looking for purple stuff. So I happen to have some purple. I got this. Now this is a plastic spool. I have no idea the age or anything like that, but it's this brown, it's kind of almost velvety, but not quite as soft as velvet. But it's this great brown ribbon. It's quite nice, and there is a lot of it on there. Because, you know, you can see there's only like a finger width used up in there. So there's still lots on there. Then I got this here, Anne of Green Gables paper doll kit. Now, I'm going to open this up because I didn't actually open it. I just grabbed, usually when I see something I like, I just grab it and put it in my bag. So we've got, this opens up. So we got 2 paper dolls. And their stands, and then what do we have here? I guess these are their clothes. They're made out of a shiny type paper, and just a little bit. We got a hat and the outfit. So these are quite cute, I think. So we got 8 outfits. But not only do we have the outfit, we got this cute little backdrop. And we got all these really nice flowers that we could cut out as well. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with that. But we will figure something out. I think it would be fun to do a little project with these. But yeah, I've never seen something like this before, so that was a fun little find. Now, I got some fabrics. Let me just put this, where am I going to put it? Put it over there. I got this scarf. Now, as I just said, I want to go boho. I want to do some bright, shiny things. So there's this scarf. There's a few little holes in it. But overall, beautiful color. Really sparkly, shiny. Be able to use it for something, for sure, for sure. Purple, purple, purple. We got this. This is a very sheer fabric, but beautiful, beautiful color. Now you know that I like purple. Then we got some purple gingham. Not very much of it, but still. And then just a few odds and ends of materials. A cute green, and then there's this here. This is kind of Christmassy, but not quite. There's like a crown, a star, there's a little tree, but I think you could use that for any occasion, really. We got this piece here, beautiful colors in that, and then some little pieces. Another chunk of deep purple with some brown swirly lines. Pretty good chunk of this green. Kind of looks like sunflowers on it. Then we got a big chunk of this pink flower. And then there's this here, which is kind of a red, and it's kind of Christmassy, but not real Christmassy. So we got that. Let's just sit that over the side. Then we got this here. Now, this actually has a Value Village tag of $3.99. I did not buy it at Value Village. I got it at the Lions. But these are all big, oh, bumped the camera, sorry. Big yo-yos. Now, pretty sure, I guess it's been hand stitched together, I think. But lots and lots of yo-yos that I could use for all kinds of things. Now these are probably, nothing about probably, I can measure them. These are 1, 2, 3, 4 inches round. But there is a lot of them, a lot of different colors, a lot of different things. Now I've never really used yo-yos yet, big or small. I'm guessing that somebody was making a quilt out of these because there is a lot of them. So, a few people that I send packages to, you might just get some yo-yos. I'm not going to take them all out. You can see how many are in here. There's probably, I'm going to guess there's a couple hundred yo-yos by the time I take them apart and stuff. So, those will be fun. Then I hit the jackpot on fibers. Now I quite often do not find fibers, but I ended up getting lots and lots of fibers. Yes, I'm going to take it all out of this bag and show you. Quite a few different colors, different kinds, boa, some like fuzzy type stuff, a few balls of some of the same colors. But yes, I was very excited when I found all this. As I say, I don't find it really often. Purple. Okay, just about got the bag emptied. I didn't have room on my table for all this stuff. So, beautiful colors. This is like a nice multicolor. It's got sparkles in it. Now, according to a label, this is actually called the boa. So I know one day in Kim's video, she was like, now is this eyelash trim or is this eyelash trim, etc. I call it all eyelash trim. But this, according to the label, is actually boa. So we've got that color. There's a few of this nice Eastery colors. There's a couple of these blues. Very nice, pretty blue. We've got the eyelash trim, lovely, lovely purple, and kind of a dark rusty brown color. I think there's another one, yeah, another one of those right here. So yeah, this is a very nice rusty brown color. Not sure where I'm going to put this. This is a very deep orange. Now it might look red in the camera, I'm not really sure, but it's actually variegated with, you know, from a deep rust to a very deep rust. So that's kind of a nice color. We got this one, which is red and black. Another one of those blues. What else? Oh, got another one of those really nice colors. And they just call this one yarn. See, it just came from the dollar store, $1.50. So it's not expensive stuff. Some of it, like this, I think is more expensive stuff. We got some nice brown here. See this one here? $7 for that ball originally. Price is still on it. So some of it's not cheap, but some of it is cheap. So we got a nice black and gray. I don't do much with blacks or whites. So a nice deep blue. And then 3 balls of this beautiful yellow orange. Now, Kim, if I remember right, did you not get some of this recently in the same type of colors? But yeah, this is very nice, going from a yellow, almost a pinkish color and to orange. So very nice color. And then we get this crinkly eyelash trim. Allure, they call it Allure. But yeah, it's really nice to use. Like it's almost got like a yarn in it with the eyelash trim. So that's kind of cool. And then I got this fuzzy stuff. Crafter's Square. Now something tells me that this is probably like a dollar store type stuff. But it's nice and fuzzy. Got it in the 3 colors. So that's good. Now we get into the finds of the day. Let's just move some of this out of the way because I need some room. Now, you know I love purple. So one of the finds of the day is this beautiful silky material. Now, it looks like somebody was sewing something now. I'm going to actually say that somebody was making, like hand making something. This one here actually has a piece of tulle in the sleeve or whatever it might be. But beautiful, beautiful color. I'm like, this is going to be nice on for slow stitching, for making some crazy quilt covers. I want to use other fabrics on the crazy quilt covers other than just like a quilting cotton. So we got that. Then something that I never find, but hold on, there we go. Okay, oops. Is this here? It's a beautiful, really dark blush pink, but it's got this beautiful trim along the edge, and it's a very see-through. And there's lots of these little. I even got it on the right side. I think this is the right side. But beautiful little applique flowers. Now those you could cut out really easy because there's not thread going from one to the other. Now this is, it's at least 2 meters long, and both of the long edges have this trim on it. And then about every 5 inches, they've got this row of these little flowers. And it's probably, 2.5 feet wide. So there's quite a good chunk of this. And I think this, I hope it's not too thin, but I think you could make ties out of that. And I think these line up, so I should be able to almost cut those out. So maybe Kim, maybe you have some suggestions on how to cut this out. I was thinking doing strips down where these flowers are, and then from there I could always cut them out individually if I wanted. And then the edges, I'd probably just cut a straight line for now and then go from there. I don't know. But very beautiful colors. They're bright, but yet they're not bright. So we got that. And then this is something I never find, but this has to be, I'm going to guess 5 to 6 meters long. Now, I don't know if this is what you classify as a sari, or I think it is, but I don't know. But it's this beautiful golds. It's got these big appliques towards the bottom and then these little tiny ones. Now, they are stitched individually, so they'll be easy to cut out. Same with those ones. And then it's got this beautiful trim, which is backed by a tulle. Not quite all of it. Some of it's been either ripped off or something. But now I can't really open it all up, but we'll do our best. I don't know, the big ones are kind of more on one end than, oh, no, maybe not. Maybe I lied. Now they seem to go all over. But I'm just going to try and open this up a little bit. Now it is all over. But at the one end, we have this big piece of pink. Now some of these, this is like almost like a wire here that they've used to stitch it. together. And it's coming out in places, but that's okay. But look at all these beautiful flowers. Now, whether I use that as a whole strip or what, I don't know. I've never taken one of these apart, really. Now, the back of this has a tool on the back of it. Now, looking at, oops, sorry. Everything's done in stripes, so it looks like it would be easy to cut straight along those without causing too much issues of fraying. Can you see those straight lines there? So it could definitely do strips for sure without cutting any threads. Like any threads here kind of loose, so it just looks like, you know, they worked in a strip. But also on the bottom it has these dangles in a pink. They're just plastic beads. So some of them, like this one here, is really loose on there. You definitely have to stitch them up, but I would probably tend to take them off and then restitch them on. And then there's some clear ones and pink ones. And that's about, so it's about 5 to 6 meters long and a good meter and some wide. So there's like lots of these, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 of these flower things across. Lots of these little ones, lots of these. Now again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut that. That's a lot of back and forth here from going from one side to the other. So they've gone from here because there's stitching, and I think that's why it goes across like that, is because it's an actual stitching. But I'm wondering if I like ironed, well, I guess I can't really iron it either. I don't know. Maybe somebody has some ideas on how I could use this. Even this here, I think they're too close that I don't think I could cut. I'd have to like cut it like that, but we will see. So like that piece there is, how wide is that? No, that might be a good width for, so that is 6, 7, 8, 9 inches, a little over 9 inches. So that would actually be a good size for a journal, using this whole strip here as a journal cover from there to there. Hopefully I'm in frame, but if it's too big. But that would make a great journal cover. And you could leave these strips on, like this strip, and fold it to the inside of the book. So that would be at the top, and the one here would be at the bottom or something. That's an idea. As I say, I've never cut one of these up before, so it's a whole new thing. Cutting this off looks like it should be, yeah, see here, it'd be hard. Up here, you could definitely cut all that side trim off easy. But through this here part would be a little harder because your stitching kind of goes right to there. But yeah, it's gorgeous. I don't mind pink. It's not my favorite color, but I don't mind it. But this gold is really, really nice. And you can also see here, like the color of the pink kind of comes up into the gold. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's kind of cool. Now, I don't know, maybe you can even see it better on that side. I'm not sure if that's just like from washing that it's, you know, kind of ran, the colors kind of ran or what, but that's pretty cool. So I was excited to find these. These little gems are just glued on, I believe. But yeah, there's lots of mileage in here. Open to ideas on what to do with this. A few of these need repair, like that one there is kind of broken a bit. There's a few of these threads, but I think it can totally be fixed on areas that you want to use. But these are pretty nice, these flowers. So if I made a cover out of one of the bigger pink pieces, I definitely somehow incorporate a few of these into a journal. So for now, I'm going to leave this whole, but if you've taken these apart and you have any hints, suggestions, uses, and I mean, I'm not going to be able to use up all this. Never, never, never. Well, I guess I should never say never, but I will probably, once I decide what to do with it, I will probably end up giving some of it away. But that is my Thrifty Canucks haul for today. Lots of goodies. I think this was my find of the day, but also that purple fabric is just like, oh, so beautiful. And all the fibers was just fun to find them all. Like I say, I don't find a lot of it. Not in that quantity, that is for sure. Hope you enjoyed this Thrifty Canucks video. Check out all the links below. Check out the other people that are doing Thrifty Canucks. And the Facebook group, all that stuff. Come by and say hi, like, share, subscribe, all that. It really, really does help the channel. I appreciate you being here, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.